A new baby is one of the most exciting times in a couple's life. But for Tricia and Scott, that excitement turned to worry after their ultrasound.
They told us that he had a heart defect. And so that was sad.
And then they gave us the option to terminate. And I couldn't believe it. I don't know if I can do that. I just couldn't believe that we had that option. But there was no question about it. And we had to have an amnio, and then we had to wait 2 weeks for the amnio to come through and decide what we wanted to do. And we thought we made it that far. And waited so long for this to happen and that, so we decided that no matter what, as long as it wasn't going to be anything where he was going to suffer, that we were going to go through with it.
We went to speak with the cardiologist in Victoria, and he, sat us down and kind of told us that, there was going to be some dark days ahead, and that he was going to need several surgeries.
Landon had to be delivered at the Children's Hospital in Vancouver, and he arrived 5 weeks early. The travel and complications caused financial hardship for the family.
We had absolutely nothing, and a child coming and 2 other children, and I couldn't believe that we were going to be able to figure it out or work it out.
That's when a social worker at the hospital introduced them to Variety Children's Charity.
She handed us these food vouchers, and it really, hit me in the heart, because it was, hard anyways, let alone to try and, make it when we're busted. And that came from Variety, as well as, accommodation, hooking us up at the very last minute. We never had to worry.
We wanted to be together when it happened, and they just told us right away that they had options and ways to help us, and that was their job, to make sure that we were going to be okay that way. And it was just so comforting to know that it was all taken care of and we didn't have to worry about it.
Landon had his first open heart surgery at only 5 months old, and everything went great, but his heart defect is complicated.
That's kind of a Band-Aid for what the real issue is, because he's got 2 ventricles that go into only the one side of the heart, and you're supposed to have one go into each side. And he's got a big hole in the middle of his heart.
The hole in the heart, one of the major defects, is what's keeping him looking so good. It's actually balancing everything out in between the 2 of them, and that's what makes a heart condition so complicated, is because in order to fix it, they have to make sure that they still maintain the balance that he already has.
Future heart surgeries are on hold for as long as possible because a larger heart is easier to operate on.
He's a tough one.
Overwhelmed with their appreciation for the support from Variety, Tricia and Scott are planning various fundraisers to give back.
When they give you that feeling that you don't have to worry, you just want everybody else to feel that way.
Without them, we wouldn't have been able to be beside him at his surgery or his doctor's appointments. We wouldn't have been able to afford to get there or stay there.
Tricia says along with Variety, there was something else that helped her get through.
To hope and pray and be thankful for what you had, because there was a lot of other families who weren't as lucky as we are.
In Nanaimo, I'm Kelly Robinson.
There you go, reach out.